Hi, everyone. Alan Schimmel, DevOps.com's DevOps TV at Does San Francisco 2016. We're here with another presenter at Does this year, and that is Anne-Marie Fred of IBM's Digital Marketplace, or Marketplace.
Yeah.
Anne-Marie, welcome.
Thank you.
So you've already presented.
Yes.
And you actually had a really interesting presentation. Do you want to share a little bit maybe with our audience?
Sure. So my presentation covered a few things. The first was a little bit of history of DevOps at IBM. Then I talked about the transformation of the IBM Marketplace from a traditional enterprise infrastructure to a DevOps-driven organization, and how and why we did that. And I also covered how we integrated design into our continuous delivery process.
Fantastic. Now, Emma, what kind of, look, I think there might have been 100 or so presenters it does this year. What compelled you to present?
Gene asked me to.
Oh, okay, that's honest.
Yes. So we had invited Gene to talk to our book club after we finished reading the Phoenix Project. And he enjoyed hearing our marketplace transformation story. And he said, Anne-Marie, would you come to DevOps Enterprise Summit and talk about that? Great.
Yep. And one of the nice things about presenting here at the DevOps Enterprise or Does Summit is, it's a great audience because people are there more almost peers, right? Other organizations, but peers, people who have shared challenges, shared experiences, shared success, shared failures.
Right.
And so what was kind of the reaction, you think, from the audience when hearing about some of your own experiences?
They enjoyed it. I got some good questions about the squad model and how we do it, which is a little bit differently than Spotify does it.
Right.
So that tells me that other people are trying the squad model themselves.
You know what, Anne-Marie, some of people in our audience may not be familiar with the squad model. Why don't you give us, if you can, just a little kind of elevator pitch of what is the squad model?
Right. So a squad is where you form independent teams that are responsible for developing, deploying, and operating their own components.
So it's self-contained.
Self-contained unit, and it includes everything from the product management, who's deciding what it is that the team is going to do, through the developers, the project managers, and designers, all in one squad.
Excellent. And in terms of deployment, who are the ops people involved in the squad?
So in our organization, we deploy to the Bluemix platform as a service. So we don't have to worry about anything lower than the application level.
Nice, right?
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier. So our developers write their own deployment scripts, and they manage their own application in production.
So, but would you consider that no ops?
Basically, I guess. It's,
no ops can be a dirty word sometimes at a DevOps conference.
I have nothing against ops.
I got it. And so this has worked out well for you, right? And you put your own little IBM twist on it because, look, IBM itself is going through its own DevOps journey.
Right.
And then you take best practices from there and present them to customers and clients.
Exactly.
To learn from.
For example, some places that do the squad model will have squads form and reform like on a monthly basis. But for us, it's worked better to have more longer-lived squads.
Understood. And then Anne-Marie, so what's next? What else are you guys working on at the Marketplace?
So one of our biggest challenges now is being a more data-driven organization. I feel like we've figured out continuous delivery. We've figured out how to support our own things. But we need to get better at user testing, A/B testing, what else? Using the metrics that we're collecting on the website, like the heat maps and the traffic flows more effectively.
Yeah. And you mentioned that you're on the Bluemix platform. Are you using any of the Bluemix Garage method kind of principles?
I'm a big fan of the Bluemix Garage method.
So am I.
Yeah, we use several of them. In fact, in my talk, I listed probably about 10 or 12 that we use out of the Bluemix Garage method. And we didn't write most of those articles, but we do work in the same building as a lot of these people, and we talk to each other. And so we're all kind of aligned with that same development
Got it.
process.
And I happened to notice that here it does, down at the IBM booth on the exhibit floor, they had like a field guide to the
Yes.
Bluemix Garage Method. I picked up one to take home. I haven't read it yet. How can someone maybe looking at this who wants to grab the field guide, any idea how they might get that?
They can stop by the IBM booth and
Well,
they're handing them out.
I'm saying they're...
Online.
Yeah.
Yes. So actually, if you just Google search for Bluemix Garage Method, and from there you can click on the practices, and you'll see a website that has a few dozen different practices with an article about each of them. So.
Great. Okay. So after having presented, and was this your first DevOps enterprise? Ready for next year?
Yeah, I had a great time. I loved it.
Great. Why'd you love it?
Well, like you said, it's kind of birds of a feather. I mean, people are at different points in their transformation journey, but we're all learning from each other, really. I think my favorite thing actually was the lean coffee session I did yesterday.
Really? You know, you're the second. I was talking to Dominica earlier, and yeah, it seemed like that was a smashing success. It was good stuff.
Great ways to brainstorm solutions with people in the same situation.
You know what? And it's not, these lean coffees are not just for conferences, frankly. They're great tools with, for teams and communication.
Yeah.
Anyway, Anne-Marie Fred, thank you for presenting at DevOps Enterprise Summit this year. Thanks for being our guest here on DevOps.com, DevOps TV.
Thank you for having me.
Keep up the great work. This is Alan Schimmel for DevOps.com, DevOps TV. Thank you.